We have a very large initiative and push behind us to get healthcare right. And the people are the piece that make this ministry special.
We really talk about the work that we do at Mercy as being a calling. It's such a gift to be in a space where your work is very meaningful. That joy that's experienced and the lives that we get to transform.
It's not that we fix people's healthcare problems, it's that we look at them as a whole person, and it's why I show up every single day. It's my mission and it's my calling.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching us from today. Thank you so very much for taking the time to join us on this very special event that we have for you today. My name is Deirdre O'Regan, Senior Director of Recruitment here at O'Grady Peyton International. Honored to have our esteemed partner, Mercy Health System, located in the beautiful city of Springfield, Missouri, join us today to introduce you to not only their fantastic health system, but the many opportunities that they have available for nurses like yourself who are listening in to us today. I can see here that we are starting to get a lot of participants, so thank you. If you could please just put into the chat where you are calling in from today. We love to see where we have our audience located. It always makes it more fun for us. And make sure also that you are putting in any questions that you have into the chat so we can make sure that we address those in this live event for you as well. So just like everything live, things happen, and our esteemed partners had an unexpected visitor this morning in the form of Joint Commission. So we may have some cycling in and out, but that's perfectly okay. We'll make sure that we get to this amazing content for you all. So I can see that we have, oh my gosh, UAE, Egypt, Kuwait, London, Ghana, Brazil. Wow. So just a testament of the interest that is in this amazing health system and the opportunities that we are going to talk about today. So again, please make sure that you are putting all of your questions in the chat. We will reserve some time at the end to make sure that we are addressing as many questions as we can get to. As with our live events, I'm sure that many of you have participated in the past. We get so many questions, which is fantastic, that we don't always get the time to answer each and every one. But please make sure that you are dropping your question in. If you have a question, it is very, very likely that other participants on the phone have the same question. Our team will be moderating on the background, addressing as many as we can. And any that we don't get to during the live event, we will be sure to go in and answer afterwards, so that you will get those all of your questions answered. Before I hand it over to our esteemed speakers today, we will be holding a live interview event with our hiring leaders at Springfield, Missouri on the 27th, which is next Thursday. And then the following Thursday, August 3rd, both of them will be from 9 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So our OGP team in the background throughout our presentation today is going to be dropping a unique link in our chat. So please make sure that you are applying through that link, because that is going to help us get you scheduled for a live event interview with the hiring leaders in Springfield, Missouri. So with that, I am going to introduce our speakers. We are joined today by Marie Moore, Chief Nursing Officer. We have Jessica Austin and Michelle Tackett, both Directors of Nursing. And we have Corey McVeigh, Recruiter Talent Solutions. So I'm going to hand it over to Marie to introduce herself and then introduce her team.
Good morning. I am so excited to be here with you today. I am Marie Moore. I'm the Chief Nursing Officer here at Mercy Hospital Springfield. I have been with Mercy for 15 years and started as a PCA on one of our med-surg floors. So I'm very passionate about the profession of nursing and the care that we're providing to our Springfield community. And we are so excited to share with you a little bit about our organization, as well as our calling and why we serve and support nursing across our community. So with that, I will turn to Jess Austin and let her introduce herself, and then we'll go Michelle and Corey respectively. Good morning. My name is Jessica Austin. As Marie said, I'm one of the nursing directors here on our Med-Surg units. I as well have been with Mercy for 15 years, and we are just so excited to be here today and get to showcase our hospital and our community, and are just thankful to get the opportunity to be in front of you all today. So.
Hi, I'm Michelle Tackett. I'm also nursing director of Med-Surg, and I have been here 14 years. I've almost caught them, so.
Hi, I'm Corey McVeigh. I'm one of the nursing recruiters here at Mercy Springfield. And while I am not a nurse, Mercy Nursing runs in my family. My brother has been with Mercy for 18 years, and both of my parents recently retired from Mercy after a combined 84 years of service. So runs deep.
Wow. Certainly a family affair. And, you know, in our experience working with the Mercy health system, that truly is a testament of that family feeling that you get working in this health system. I've had the distinct pleasure of working with many nurse leaders across the health system, and just an honor to have worked with you for so many years. And this really is a great opportunity for you to learn more about not only the hospital, but the community, the opportunities available, and anything else that you want to know about the area, the location, or the health system specifically. So I am going, we've got some questions. Regina, yes, we will get to all of the opportunities that are available. Particularly your question about pediatrics. Absolutely. We will get to those questions in our Q&A at the end of our event. Sheila, thank you so much for calling in from Brazil. Really appreciate across the globe the participation that we have from these wonderful nurses who are interested in hearing more about the amazing opportunities available at Mercy Springfield today. So with that, I'm going to hand it back over to Marie. Marie is going to kick us off with the prepared presentation that we have today on the health system, the area, and we will go through some slides, and then we'll bring it back to answer any questions that you have. So over to Marie.
Hello, thank you. So to talk a little bit about where geographically Springfield, Missouri is, we are right in the middle, the heart of America, in Southwest Missouri. You can see a little snapshot there on the map. We are located in the Ozark Mountains, very near Table Rock Lake and Lake of the Ozarks. So it really is a beautiful environment, lots of trees and activities outdoors. And some of the bordering states that are around us are Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois, and Iowa. So again, we are right there in the middle, a lot of lakes, streams, fresh water, and plenty of green space, I would say. On the next slide, we're going to talk a little bit. We are the birthplace to Route 66. So there is a lot of places to visit around us. So some of you might have heard of Kansas City, Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, Memphis, Tennessee. We are all within a quick day trip driving distance of Kansas City, St. Louis. Memphis, Tennessee is probably better as an overnight. Little Rock, Arkansas, and Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, are all within a quick drive from where we're located. So we have found that a lot of nurses that come to us really enjoy the ease and flexibility of being able, if they wanted to jet set away for a weekend, or if they wanted to get to a place for a quick trip, we are conveniently located right in the center of everything. And Jess is going to tell us a little bit about some of the Springfield attractions that are locally right here in our backyard.
Yeah, so as you can see there on the screen, we have a lot of those nature type activities that Marie kind of talked about that I think just the Ozarks really lend themselves to. So we do have a couple of professional or the Springfield Cardinals are an affiliate of the St. Louis Cardinals, and they do play here in Springfield, just a few quick minutes from the hospital. And they are a great little evening or weekend activity to do with your family if you enjoy baseball. We do have, we're the birthplace of Bass Pro headquarters and Wonders of Wildlife. And so anything and everything outdoor nature you are able to see there. Wonders of Wildlife is a great activity to do again with kids and family on those rainy days. It is indoor, and it is animals and like memorabilia from all across the U.S. and historical memorabilia. So it really is just a great activity to do and really fun. Silver Dollar City is huge. It's a quick trip to Branson, Missouri for us, about an hour from the hospital. And it is well known throughout the U.S. for the theme park that it is. And Christmas time is my favorite time to go there with my family. They have the most beautiful Christmas lights, and it's just a great activity to do all year round, but Christmas is especially my favorite. And then Dogwood Canyon, it is a beautiful park in Branson as well that is associated with Bass Pro, and there are bison. You can bike and hike and horseback ride, and just again some really great outdoor activities if that's something that you enjoy. We also have a small and Civil War Cave and Crystal Cave as just a few of the other attractions and things to do. And then of course lots of golf courses and parks to go hiking in. And I would say Marie touched on it as well, but several lakes around the area, and that's also something that we enjoy to do on the weekends. Is go down to the lake. You don't have to have a boat or anything. There are of course little beaches and things like that. So another great activity to do if you enjoy the outdoors. So. Yeah.
So just a little bit about the Springfield economy and really the reach that Mercy has. Mercy Hospital Springfield serves more than 1.3 million residents in the Ozark region. It's the largest medical center in the Springfield metropolitan area. Our reach is really large, and our goal is to serve as many patients as possible because we truly believe we give excellent care to God's people. Population of Springfield is 169,000. The cost of living is a really big positive to the area. It's 14% less than the national average, and housing is 25% less than the national average. The median home sale price as of April 2023 in the Springfield area is $235,000. So the cost to live here really is less than a lot of the other areas, even in Missouri, but definitely compared to the rest of the nation. And then on the next slide, just a little bit about housing and schooling, because these are two obviously very important things to families. We do offer, obviously, as I said, an affordable place to live, but on top of it being affordable, it's a safe area to live, which sometimes finding affordable and safe is a bit of a challenge. And you do get that here in the Springfield area and the surrounding communities. Some of the towns that are around Springfield include Ozark, Nixa, Republic, Willard, Stratford, Rogersville. I personally live in Republic with my family, and I can get to work in 30 minutes, max, less time depending on the traffic, and they are all equally, I would say, great places to live. Some provide more of a bit of a town type atmosphere, and then like Stratford, you have a little more, and Rogersville of, more land opportunity. So there's lots of opportunity based on what you want within driving distance of the hospital that is really quick to get here. We have a lot of options with schools. Springfield in general has an above average public school district. They serve 23,000 students pre-K through 12. There are options for private schools here, both non-sectarian and religiously affiliated. And then we do have multiple colleges and universities in the area: Missouri State University, Drury University, Evangel, Ozark Technical College, Southwest Baptist University, and Bolivar Technical College. So there's equal opportunity, rather someone in your family is interested in a university versus a technical college. We see a lot of OTC students, and it is a very affordable option for school. My husband actually just went back to school recently and graduated from OTC in May. So there's a lot of great options.
Okay, and the reason everyone's here, Mercy. Mercy was actually founded in 1827 by a woman named Catherine Macaulay out of Dublin, Ireland. I do like to tell a brief story about Catherine and her origin because I think it's so telling about Mercy's values. She was orphaned as a young child and adopted by a wealthy family. After she became an adult, her adoptive parents passed away and left her a pretty large sum of money. Catherine had always had a heart for the poor, especially women and children living on the streets. So she actually used her inheritance to open a mission in one of the richest parts of Dublin and called it the House of Mercy. Her neighbors were not thrilled of the idea with her bringing the poor into their neighborhood, and they really were not supportive of a woman running her own business. So in order to progress her mission and gain support from the community, Catherine and her friends actually became Catholic sisters. And under the umbrella of the church, they received community support and their ministry grew. They were able to help women living on the streets. They helped them find jobs. They were able to place children in schools. Fast forward 200 years, they crossed the ocean and settled in St. Louis, Missouri, where we're headquartered. We now have a multi-state footprint with 44 hospitals between Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. And we are one of the largest Catholic health systems in the US. We have outreach ministry services that span to Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas. And we have virtual services that serve providers and patients from coast to coast. We actually have 4,200 providers, 42,000 coworkers, and we serve millions each year through compassionate care and exceptional service.
Can you hear me? Great. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about Mercy Hospital Springfield by the numbers. So Corey did a fabulous job of talking about our heritage and how our ministry and healthcare began. But this slide really highlights some of the impact that Mercy Hospital Springfield is having in our communities. You can definitely get a sense for the volume and the level of care that we're providing. On the next slide, we're going to talk to you a little bit more about some of the certifications that we've achieved as an organization, but want to assure and articulate the level of acuity and exposure to different medical conditions that you'll gain from this community. What makes Mercy Springfield so special is, as mentioned before, we are a tertiary care center in our area. We source patients from across the state. And also from our neighboring states, such as Oklahoma and Arkansas. And so the volume and complexity is definitely present in our community. So I'm going to hand it over to Jess Austin to talk to us a little bit about our accreditations and the levels of achievements that our organization has earned.
Yeah, so Michelle and I are going to tag team this because we have kind of each of our respective areas kind of highlighted on this slide. So we are a level 1 trauma center, as Marie said, and do get a lot of traffic. We have a dedicated trauma ICU and a dedicated trauma unit here in the hospital. So that definitely is something that we're very proud of.
We're a level 2 stroke center. So within that stroke center program, we have a neuro floor where all of our nurses are NIH certified. They take stroke credits to stay on top of the best care that we can provide for our patients and the latest science in stroke. We have a step down, a neuro step down, and then the neurotrauma ICU that our patients go to if they need to be in the ICU. We also have stroke navigators that are called if we do have a patient with stroke, so that we can really beat the minutes that are so important when you have stroke symptoms, so that we can continue providing that care. We are always striving to become a level 1 in that stroke center.
We're also a level 1 STEMI center, and we have a fairly new, within the last couple of years, heart hospital that's located here on campus. That is really, I think, a testament to our integration within the health system. We have our cardiology offices, and everything are located here on site. With a brand new cath lab and cardiac care center. We, like stroke, have STEMI coordinators as well. And all of our nurses that work within those cardiac units are also take continuing education and ensure that we're providing the best level of care to those heart patients.
We are an accredited cancer center, so our oncology program is really quite robust. For inpatient, we have an oncology floor where all of our oncology patients go. We provide chemotherapy there. We can take them just on campus to get radiation. We provide outpatient care there on that unit and just a few floors down. So we're able to provide the care for cancer patients right here in their home.
We are also one of America's 100 best hospitals for orthopedic surgery. We do have a separate orthopedic hospital that's located just about 10 minutes down the street from our main hospital, where a lot of our elective orthopedic surgeries are performed, as well as our orthopedic unit here in the hospital. And I think one of the amazing things about our orthopedic program is that we do have an elective certification for total hips and total knees. And we are a medical destination provider, which means that we've partnered with some large companies across the country who know the great care that we provide in that service line, and they send patients to have their orthopedic surgeries here instead of in their home areas. So we serve patients from literally all across the world in that program, and is something that we're really proud of here at Mercy.
Mercy Springfield is Leapfrog Grade A for hospital patient safety, and we're a top hospital for patient care. But just to touch on that Leapfrog Grade A, it's super exciting to be Grade A. It's challenging to achieve that. It's the only designation that is specifically for patient safety. And you don't get that unless you really do provide care that leads to good outcomes for your patients and really prevents those infections and adverse events that can happen in the hospital.
We're also the region's only full-time children's cancer center and one of only 8 St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital affiliates in the nation. And so, as Michelle said, with our adult oncology care, it really is great. A great service we're able to provide to our community, where those little kiddos are able to receive care here at home instead of having to be so far away. So definitely a bright spot for our patients here.
And we are the official medical provider of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mercy team. Some great information there, very informative. The questions are coming in fast and furious. But it was so wonderful to hear about the legacy of the Mercy Health System that Corey shared with us. For those of you who've watched these events before, I am an immigrant myself, coming from Limerick, Ireland. I won't tell you how long ago I moved here. I'll age myself. But it just kind of, again, like it's a small world. In the small little city that I grew up in, one of our local schools was named the Catherine McCauley School. So really, really, great to hear that background. So some key points were addressed in the presentation that the Mercy hiring leader so kindly shared with us. So when you think about it, you want to think of cost of living, housing, schooling, right? All really, really important when you're making a decision to relocate and where you want to relocate to, right? So those are really, really important. Great seeing those pictures. One thing that stuck out to me was those beautiful fall colors in one of those pictures. So really, really important as well as you're making your decision. So we've got lots of questions to get to, and we will get to as many as we can. But I'm going to start with asking Marie a question. Marie, can you talk to us about Mercy's nurse to patient ratio?
Yes, absolutely. So this question is top of mind for a lot of our teams, and want to share what you can expect if you were to enter our Mercy Hospital Springfield today. So we do engage in team nursing with varied skill sets. So there is a mix of registered nurses, LPNs, nurse techs, and unlicensed nurse assistants that make up our skill mix on each of our units. To give you an idea on average, though, again, being a med-surg nurse myself, that commonly is one of the frequent questions is, what does med-surg look like? On days, I would say a typical ratio would be 1 to 5. You might start out 1 to 4 and take 1 to 5. There have been times, I would say not the norm, where sometimes we've had to take an extra admission and go up 1 to 6. But by and large, 1 to 5 is our sweet spot and what you would expect on a typical day. Nights on med-surg, you can expect around 1 to 6. Our charge nurses do oftentimes take teams on nights just to, again, help with carrying the load of patient care, but also are available as resources. That's something our team really wanted to stress, is that you're never alone. So whenever you're walking in on a unit, we make sure that there is supportive, there's support to you as a nurse, maybe a graduate nurse, or if you're new to the Mercy system, we'll usually partner you up with a preceptor, or a mentor to help support you during your first year of practice here with us. And to give kind of touch on our step downs and ICUs. ICUs, of course, will have 1-to-1 patients. We do deliver a higher level of care from a trauma and ECMO perspective. But 1 to 2 is what you might expect in the ICUs. If you have some transfers out, they may triple up those teams. But again, on average, what you can expect for ICUs is 1-to-1, 1 to 2. And then our step down units, of course, always take patient condition and acuity into consideration. And that's really across the board. From a step down perspective, you can expect 1 to 3, 1 to 4, depending on acuity of the patients and their post-operative status. We get a lot of our surgery patients straight out into step down. So that's kind of a high level overview of what you can expect. And really our ratios can sometimes vary depending on if the charge nurse takes a patient, or if we have if we have more RNs than LPNs. We of course accommodate based on patient condition.
Thank you, Marie. Great, very informative, great information. So I'm going to take a question now from Rosalind. So thank you so much. What are your requirements to be qualified to work in Mercy? So I'll take that question, and thank you so much for asking that, because I'm excited to give some background about the passion that the Mercy Health System has in training nurses to their optimum success. So they have an amazing fellowship program that really is designed with the international nurse in mind, and making sure that they have all of the training, the support, the orientation to make them successful in whatever unit that they are working in. So what I would encourage you all to do is apply with that unique link that Amy is going to put in our chat again. That will tell us that you have applied directly from this event, and we will get you scheduled for an in-person interview with the Springfield team on July 27th, which is next Thursday. And if your schedule doesn't allow for next Thursday, we have another one on August 3rd. So this is your opportunity to speak with the hiring leaders, talk about your experience. Again, they're very passionate about making sure that where you are assigned is where you are going to be most successful. And again, of all of our esteemed partners, the fellowship program that the Mercy Health System provides is best in class, ensuring that all of our international nurses achieve the optimum success. So thank you, Rosalind, for asking that question. Apply today. If you don't have a lot of experience, we still want to speak with you and find the best spot for you. So thank you so much for that question. The next question is for Jessica or Corey. Are there any continuing education opportunities available at Mercy?
Yeah, so I mean, I can talk about the education assistance that Mercy offers. If you are, currently a student working on your initial RN degree, we do offer loan assistance programs, which Mercy will actually partner with your loan provider to help you pay down those loans quicker. And if you are an experienced nurse working on continuing education, we do offer a tuition reimbursement program as well. So we do offer several programs to help our nurses continue their education and progress their career.
Yeah, and I would just add that we do, of course, have yearly ongoing education based on specialty. So again, depending upon what unit you may select and end up on, those can vary a little bit. We do, of course, through the organization, offer multiple conferences throughout the year. So a couple that come to mind, we do have a trauma symposium. There's a stroke conference, pediatrics as well. So there are a couple of those options. And then each unit does have a dedicated nurse educator that can also help support you in any additional ongoing education needs that you might have.
Great. Thank you, Corey, and thank you, Jessica. So I just want to do a shout out to Evelyn, who has put in a beautiful message here to us, former OGP staff nurse here. So thank you, Evelyn. Choose OGP. They are the best. They will take care of you and your family. So that's always a great thing as well on these live events. We have previous OGP nurses who attend. So thank you for being a great advocate of O'Grady Peyton International. We appreciate it and hope you're doing amazingly well, which I'm sure you are. So thanks for joining, Edelyn. So we have a question here, and I want to make sure that I address who it is from. So Sabanda, so thank you very much. I see that you're commenting throughout. Great to see the Mercy team, great information. So your question is, are we hiring during retrogression? So the answer is yes, absolutely yes, yes. So we encourage you to apply today, get your place in line. So retrogression, while it can be a little daunting, and I'm sure that a lot of you were disappointed to see the visa bulletin last week come out, but don't be discouraged. This is a delay. And with O'Grady Peyton International, we have been doing this for over 40 years. We are versed in how to navigate retrogression. So while it can be discouraging, we advise you to get your place in line. So apply today. Let us help you navigate through retrogression. As I said, we've got a lot of experience doing that, and we want to hear from you today. So apply with that unique link, and we will be sure to assist you every step of the way. So thank you for that question. I'm sure that many people had that question. So Savannah, thank you so much for asking that. So the next question is for Michelle. Michelle, can you talk to us about what orientation at Mercy Springfield looks like?
Yes. So we do have an idea of what all of our orientation plans look like, but really it is custom to the coworker. So our goal during orientation is to really meet your needs, to make sure you're comfortable taking care of patients. So that first initial couple of weeks is very much based on who we are as Mercy, just the standard things you need to know in a new workplace, plus that heritage piece that is really important to us. you have roughly 2 to 3 months of precepted orientation. But that's not to say at the end of 3 months, if you're like, hey, I need 2 more weeks, I mean, we're going to give you 2 more weeks. So we meet in with you every week in the beginning, the educator and the leader, to see how you're doing, what needs we haven't met for you. And, you know, we ask that question, what do you feel like you haven't learned yet that you should have? And we take that and work with the education team and make sure that we meet all of those needs for you. Each new nurse to the organization is placed into our fellowship, and it's a 12-month program based on what specialty you choose. So if it's medical surgical, you're going to be with all of your fellow nurses in that specialty, and it's really geared towards educating for those patients. And the same if you're in women's and children's or critical care, it's just very specific to what you need to know. So.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So lots and lots of questions. Sabanda, thank you for your application. We will make sure that we get you on the schedule for next Thursday to interview in person with the hiring leaders at Springfield. So thank you so much. Really excited for your next destination. So thank you for being here and being so engaged. Love that you are asking so many questions. And I do want to address one other question that Sabanda has asked us. Is, do we assist in spousal support to get a job? So great question. So Sabanda, we take it very seriously to get to know you and your family as a unit prior to arriving here in the US. So part of that process is, what does your spouse do? What are the opportunities that may be available in the areas that you are interested in? And we have conversations about that pretty early in the process. Other ways that we support is helping with resumes, right? So depending on where you are, resumes will look very different than what hiring leaders will look for here in the US. So we help kind of, make sure that the resume is what hiring companies want to see here in the US, dependent on what your spouse does for an occupation. So our team works very, very closely with each and every international nurse on that process. But we do believe that it's very important to have the information about opportunities available in whatever location you are in upfront so that you can make an informed decision, right? And you and your spouse can have those conversations about what they're looking for in the next step of their journey, right? So while you'll be coming to practice nursing in the United States, it's just as important that your spouse knows what their journey is going to look like. So we do our very, very best to help you every step of the way in that process as well. So thank you so much for that question. The next question is for Michelle. Wow, lots of questions coming in, and thank you for continuing to let us know where you are calling in from. So the next question is for Michelle. Michelle, is there public transportation in the area?
Yes, so we actually have a few options here in Springfield. We have a city bus system that's available that you can track the routes online. There's applications available for it, and they're available for a pretty good span from 6 a.m. to 11:10 p.m. So that is a great option, an affordable option. We also have cab, Uber, and Lyft in the area. So really, whatever preference you have, it's available.
Great. Thank you so much. So a question here from Eva, do we hire for new grads? Yes, we have opportunities available for newly graduated RNs. Mercy in Springfield is actually a great opportunity because they do have that robust fellowship program that incorporates training, extended orientation, and the hiring team takes a lot of time in really evaluating what your skill set is and where the best spot for you will be in order to be successful. So I would encourage you again to apply using that unique link that Amy will pop in our chat again today, and get on the schedule for those live interview events. So that's going to be a really great opportunity for you to speak person to person with the hiring leader to talk about what your goals are, as an international nurse here in the US, and let them guide you. They are the professionals. They've been doing this for quite some time. You can hear from the tenure on this live event, 16 years, 15 years. So great opportunity to learn more about the opportunities that are available in Mercy Springfield that, you know, we're not going to have time to get to today. So I encourage you to apply today. Let us get you on the schedule. Spots are limited. So we want to make sure that you have your place in line to interview with the Springfield team next week. So thank you so much. Jessica, next question for you. What specialties are you recruiting for?
So we are recruiting for a wide variety of specialties. We have tele, of course, med-surg, trauma, orthopedics, oncology, neurology, cardiology, surgical, urology, GI, bariatric surgery, as well as postpartum and gynecological. So we have a lot of options.
We also have behavioral health available. We have a Marion Center that's on our campus that we hire behavioral health nurses to.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So lots and lots of opportunities available at Mercy Springfield. So again, encourage you to apply today so that we can get you scheduled in one of those limited spots available for next week and the week after. So there's a question here about NCLEX, and does OGP have an NCLEX program? Yes, we do. We have a best-in-class NCLEX preparation program where you work with a tenured team who is very, very good at helping you navigate through the NCLEX preparation program. Of course, now we all know that it's next gen, so don't be nervous about it. Our team is very, very, very skilled in helping you navigate through that. So I want to talk a little bit about the requirements for our that you have experience to qualify for our NCLEX program. So while Eva asked that question about new grads, yes, we do if you have NCLEX, right? So we have opportunities available for nurses who've already passed the NCLEX program to be considered for opportunities with less experience or newly graduated. For our NCLEX program, we do require that you have at least 1 year of experience in the last 3 years, and we do require that you have passed English. So I want to explain that a little bit about kind of what our rationale is around that. When you're preparing for NCLEX, it is a marathon. It is not a sprint. And so we need to make sure that the time that you are dedicating to prepare is solely focused on preparing for NCLEX. We have heard through thousands and thousands of clinicians that we have helped relocate here to the US that sometimes English is a lot more challenging than NCLEX. And so we want you to have cleared that hurdle, that obstacle, before you start preparing for your NCLEX. But again, if you are currently working bedside in an acute care facility and you have current English or are planning to take, we want to hear from you to give you more information about our NCLEX program. So I have one last question for the Mercy team, and then I'll pop back into the chat and see if we have any other questions. But does the hospital provide daycare? And Michelle, I will hand that over to you.
Yeah, so we do have a Mercy daycare here on campus. They have approximately 8 classes in the building that's on campus. Infants are in home. There are some limited spots in the daycare. You would want to get on the list pretty quickly, but there are also really great opportunities just in the Springfield area. So depending on the age of your children, there's really great summer programs. So my 6-year-old actually goes to a Taekwondo summer program 5 days a week, and they take trips, and she has a Taekwondo lesson every day. Our YMCA has really great options here for day camp. So there are different options based on what interests your family and your children.
Okay, great. Thank you, Michelle. We have a question. I know that we mentioned that you do have behavioral health opportunities available. What is the nurse to patient ratio for behavioral health?
Hello, I'll take that one. So our behavioral health team, we have a separate building with our acute behavioral health bed. It's called our Marion Center. It has 2 units, an A side and a B side. A side is a lot higher of an acuity, where you'll see some of your one-on-one patients or patients that need closer monitoring. And on the B side is where our patients are up participating in therapy, are a lot more independent with activities of daily living, and are mobile. So on the A side in the acute care setting, you may see ratios from a 1-on-1 to a 1-on-3, 4, depending on what the acuity is on that side of the unit. On B side, you might see more ratios around the 1-to-6, 1-to-7 range, varying on patient acuity. So there have been times where we have more patients on the B side, on the lesser acute side, than Unit A. And the Marion Center really works as one facility with those staffing resources, dialing up or down based on the acuities of the patient's needs, as well as if we had any specific sitter needs or observation needs. So I think our behavioral health population, we really try to cater to the individual patient needs, as well as what physical space is best for them.
Thank you, Marie. Thanks for that question. So a couple of questions coming in that I will take, and I also want to be cognizant of our time. We've got about 10 minutes left, so we're going to get through as many as we can. So Regina, you've asked a question, is AMN a staffing agency? So great question. Yes. But we're both. AMN Healthcare International comprises of O'Grady Peyton International, which is a staffing agency, and Kinetics USA, which is a direct hire. So what's the difference? And I would encourage you, we did a live event on Friday, just gone. It was a pretty long live event. It was an hour and a half, where we talked about the similarities and the differences between staffing and direct hire. But I just want to give you some examples of what the staffing agency is, which is O'Grady Peyton International. So we do sponsor your immigrant petition, and you are employed by O'Grady Peyton International. Right. So what I do want to reference here is the contract length, or the commitment length for O'Grady Peyton International is the shortest in the industry at just about 2 years, 4,160 straight time hours. So that is a very, very valid, and what you want to consider as you are looking at a partner to help you transition here to the US. While many of our nurses choose to stay in the location that they are initially placed in, it is good for you to know is that after your 2-year commitment period at wherever you are located, hopefully Springfield, Missouri, then, should you choose not to stay there long term, then you are free to look at other opportunities across the US. You will be a permanent resident green card holder. So that's really important for you to know. But again, when we do help you transition to the US, we hope that you make a long-term decision for you and your family, and that you stay there for the duration of your career. But should that not be for you, then that's perfectly okay as well. So thank you for that question, Regina. And for anybody on the line today, if you did not have an opportunity to go and look at that show, then please just log on to our Facebook page and click on the link. You will need an hour and a half, but there is a lot of great information about the similarities and the differences between staffing and direct hire. So thank you. You are welcome, Regina. So a couple of questions again on retrogression. I know that there's a lot of questions surrounding that. So we are still recruiting, we are still hiring. So please make sure that you get your application in today, and let us help you navigate through it. Again, we've been in this arena for over 40 years. We have a lot of experience helping our nurses navigate through retrograde. And again, while it might be a little worrisome right now, please don't, please, it is a delay. Yes, it is a delay, but we are continuing to process, and we encourage you to get your application in today. There are a lot of questions coming in for the Mercy team and for the OGP team. I have a distinct feeling that we are going to be filling up these interview slots after today's event. So please make sure that you are getting your application in. Our team is ready to take your questions, talk to you about the events next week, and also any questions that you have about Mercy or OGP. And let me just see here if we have any other questions before we thank you so much. You are welcome. We have, are you recruiting for NICU nurses? Absolutely, yes. So please submit your application today. We are recruiting for NICU nurses. Sabanda, thank you very much for your engagement throughout this event. Neri has a question. Do you only hire nurses who are currently in bedside? So great question, Neri. We do have some opportunities for nurses who are not currently working bedside. So if you submit your application today, our recruitment team will reach out to you and let you know where those opportunities are, so we can make sure that we're getting you in the right place. Okay, we've got, probably won't get to everybody today. Good day, all. I have gained 2 years of experience as a nurse. How can one be sponsored, please? So the best way is to use that link that Amy will put into the chat again. Get your application in today, and we will make sure that we reach out to you. Our team is on hand, ready to take your application. All right. Okay, so I think that we have answered the majority of the questions, and some questions that are coming in that we've already addressed. But anything that we did not get to, then we will be sure that our team is looking at the event again, answering any questions that you have. One more question: how does one know you've been scheduled for an interview? So there are two ways. The easiest, quickest, best way is to sign up for one of the interview events that are taking place next week and the week after. So you will work directly with your recruiter on facilitating that. We've got a number of time slots available. The Mercy Springfield team will have a number of hiring leaders that have very graciously given us a chunk of time to speak to as many nurses as they can. So that's going to be the quickest way. So I encourage you to use this link today, and we'll get you on that schedule. Again, slots are filling up very, very, very quickly. Lots and lots of interest of the amazing opportunities that are available at Mercy Springfield. So make sure that thank you, Luna. She has submitted her application, so we will get you on that schedule. And excited for you to meet with the Mercy team. Precious, do I need a CV ready in order to apply? So it's always, it is good to have one. However, what you're going to do is, once you submit your application, our team will reach out to you and help you fill in a more in-depth application that goes more into your experience, etc. So while it's not 100% necessary, it's always good to have one, but don't let it delay you applying today. We can help you work through that. And we've got, thank you for submitting your application. We've got lots of applications. I told this event is going to fill up very, very quickly. The Mercy team is going to be very, very busy next week. So excited for the events, excited for each and every one of you to be able to meet with the Mercy team. So I do want to just take the last couple of minutes and really thank the Mercy Springfield team for dedicating this time with us today, especially with your unannounced visitor today. I'm sure that after this event, you're going to be absolutely busy with Joint Commission in-house. So we really do appreciate your flexibility in continuing to join us today for answering all of the questions that are continuing to come through, and taking the time to really produce an informative presentation about not only your health system, but also the area that you are living and working in. So I learned a lot today. I'm sure that everybody online learned a lot today. So thank you again. We look forward to some very successful interview events over the coming weeks with the Mercy Springfield team. I will leave you with, make sure that you are applying today, get your place in line, and get your interview slots scheduled for the Mercy team. Great information today, and thank you so much, and I look forward to our next live event. Have a great day, everybody.
Hi.
We have a very large initiative and push behind us to get healthcare right. And the people are the piece that make this ministry special.
We really talk about the work that we do at Mercy as being a calling. It's such a gift to be in a space where your work is very meaningful, that joy that's experienced and the lives that we get to transform.
It's not that we fix people's healthcare problems, it's that we look at them as a whole person, and it's why I show up every single day. It's my mission and it's my calling.